Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is Joanna Barnes. Yesterday, I started a video for people who are just very beginners getting started creating a Google Classroom, or if you're ready to create a Google Classroom for your fall class that hasn't started yet, you can check that video out from yesterday, Monday, if you want to. Today, we're going to look at how to set ourselves up to create our first assignment in our Google Classroom. So yesterday we created a classroom here, and now we are ready to turn our attention to the classwork tab. So today I'm going to focus on Google Slides, which, although it is not technically Google Classroom, it is one of the most frequently used Google products that I used when I was teaching summer school and when I taught 5th grade in the spring to create the assignments for my students that I wanted them to complete. So we're going to go to our Google Slides, and we're going to start a new presentation. I'm going to teach you how to create a Google slide and where to save it so that it's easy for us tomorrow when we upload it into our Google Classroom. I'm going to start with a blank presentation. So that's the first option here with the plus sign. And the first assignment I'm sure I want to have, or one of the first ones I want to have for fall, is a get to know you slide so I can learn some things about my students. So depending upon your age grade, age level that you're teaching, or what kind of information you want, feel free to ask whatever questions would be helpful to you. So my example is definitely just a getting started, bare bones. Feel free to change it to anything you like or make it prettier or fancier at your leisure. So before I start typing, actually, I want to show you a neat trick. I'm going to go to File and down to Page Setup. And I'm going to change the dimensions of my Google slide from this widescreen to Custom. And I'm going to go to 8.5 by 11 because I want it to be able to print it onto a regular piece of printer paper in case I ever want to print the assignment. So it's going to look like that. If you put the 11 before the 8.5, it'll look like landscape, but this is fine for me. And I'm going to ask my students some questions. I'm going to have them fill in this Google slide. So my questions are going to be, first of all, I'm going to call it All About Me. If you've never used Google Slides before, you might want to play with it. It's a little bit different than some of the editing in Microsoft. Okay, and then I'm just going to list some questions for my students. I'm going to make the text a little smaller so that I can fit it all on the page. And for my content area, I might ask them, what is your favorite sport? That way maybe I can include some of those sports in my PE instruction. What do you love to do outside? Again, I'm going to learn some stuff about what my kids like. And who do you look up to? So it might be a sports person or an athlete, in which case I could use that. But I'm also hoping to maybe learn some things about my students' families, and maybe they have older siblings or moms or dads that they really look up to. And then I think for the last thing, depending on the age range and depending on how comfortable they are, I might have them insert an image on the slide. You can do that. So insert an image of your favorite animal. That's fun. Everybody always likes to talk about their favorite animal. All righty. So this text box, you're going to play around a little bit and navigate how to edit it so it all fits on one page. Over here on the left, you can see a preview of what it's going to look like if I was going to print it. Your students are going to be able to type right underneath because it's all in one text box. So now I'm going to name it. Up here, I'm going to call it All About Me. And now I'm going to show you how to move it into your folder. That's going to help you when it's time to put it in the classroom. So next to the title, we have a star. Next to the star, we have a folder that says Move. It has an arrow on it. If you already have a folder made for this school year, then you could pop it in there. If you don't have one yet, just go down to the bottom where it says create a new folder. Click on that. I'm going to call it Barnes PE Class 2021 and check mark to create our folder. And if I want to move it here, which I do, then we click the blue Move Here button. All right, so this is going to be located in My Drive, and that's going to be really helpful to have it in a separate folder for tomorrow when I go into my classwork tab and I'm ready to actually create my assignment using the Google slide. So if you're following along with me day by day and you want to do some homework, your homework today is to go into Google Slides and create a slide that you save in a folder labeled your name and the school year. And then tomorrow we'll learn how to create it into an assignment in the Google Classroom. I hope to see you tomorrow.